Wrote my second board exam. Guess what? I didn't pass. Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are returning, thank you very much for returning. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And for those of you who are coming for the very first time, thank you so much for joining us today. Today I actually want to talk about overcoming failure, or how to deal with failure basically. I have made a few notes on how I dealt with my failure, but before I go into how I dealt with it, let me actually explain to you what happened and actually what my failure was. So through high school, primary, varsity, whatever, I've never actually failed like an entire year. Maybe a few tests, yes, but now a whole entire year where basically I am meant to repeat, I have never failed. And then for those of you who know me, I did the CA route. So you do your undergrad and your postgrad. Postgrad only till CTA, which is like equivalent to honors. And then you have 2 board exams thereafter. So I wrote my first board exam, I passed DA. Wrote my second board exam. Guess what? I didn't pass. And then like when I received my results, I was by myself and it was so tough. I mean, I saw it coming because when I wrote that exam, I was pregnant and everything that could possibly have gone wrong in that exam room went wrong. I was so sleepy, I was tired, like I was just, yeah. So I saw it coming, but I wasn't like prepared for it emotionally, I guess. And when it came through, it was like, oh wow, I can't deal, you know. And the first people I called were my husband and my mother, just to let them know that it didn't go well. I'm currently not feeling the best. And at that time, I still had to drive back home. So it was like, oh my God, I'm shaking. What is happening in my life? Am I like stupid? So I start feeling a lack of sufficiency in myself. So you know when you're not secure in yourself, that's the feeling I had. And I was questioning my abilities, I was questioning myself. And it was just like, how did that just happen? So now that's enough with my story. Let's talk about how then I overcame, or I dealt with that issue, and I eventually passed my exam, guys. Second attempt with a little child. Wrote my first test when my baby was 8 weeks old and I passed it. So let us talk about how I then got to do all that stuff even while working overtime. Yeah. So here are my notes and we're just gonna delve into all these things. First thing I did was I thought about what went wrong. What did I do wrong that caused me not to pass? That one was the most difficult part, because you know it's so tough as a person to criticize yourself and figure out where your shortfallings are, right? It was like the most difficult process I had to go through. But what I learned from that process is I am not perfect. I have some few shortcomings. Things can go wrong. And what that also helped me to do was it helped me to start taking all those things that I was able to do wrong, to change them around, work on them, make it something that is going to work out better for me, right? And the other thing that it helped me to do is it helped me become a hard worker. I know they say don't work hard, work smart. I believe you work hard and you work smart. Both of them in combination are, yeah. So it helped me to actually learn to work harder, because once I failed, I realized that people tend to also look at you with shame, and some of them think you are not capable or able. So it just made the environment a little tough. I'm grateful because today I am able to work so much harder and I am able to put in so much investment in myself and growing myself, and I appreciate that a lot more than I did before. The next thing that I learned, or what I did, was I evaluated what went right. This is a step I don't think you should miss, because now that you know what went wrong, you shouldn't discard everything else that went right, because the reason there are things that went right is for you to progress, to take them with you and use them again. So if you sit down and evaluate what went right, take all those things, apply them again and leverage off them. Don't try find new things that went right when you have something that you can leverage off already. So if you know that your technique was good, then use that technique. If you know, obviously if you fail, there's probably a flaw in the technique. That's the first step, where you establish where the flaw is. But there are good things that you did throughout the techniques that you applied. So take those things that you did right and apply them again. The next one is a support structure. It is so important for you to find a support structure. Find people that are able to help you emotionally as well, mentally, because failure sometimes has this tendency of leading to depression, because you feel some feeling of insufficiency, I am not enough, basically. So find a support structure, find people who believe in you, who believe in your dream, who believe in your goals, and surround yourself with those people. If you need some sort of validation, you shouldn't be seeking validation from other people, but I know when you are down and low, sometimes you need that extra push or that extra validation from somebody else. Get it from those people who believe in you, who encourage you, and those people who know you for your inner being, Those people that have been an inspiration to you as well. Those people that also work hard and want to see you succeed also. So that for me is very important. Your support structure is so important. Don't try and get through this life thing by yourself. Failure is difficult to deal with, especially if you are not used to failing. But even people who have failed a lot struggle to actually deal with failure sometimes, because sometimes the amount of failure is not as much that as you used to, or the amount of failure now is so much greater, and it is so overwhelming that you don't know how to deal with it. The next thing after your support structure is a deal with your mindset. Failure has a tendency of messing up with your mindset, because once you start failing, you start viewing yourself in a negative light, like something is wrong with you. And now if you can deal with all those negative things, come back and remind yourself that you are enough. You can do it. Stop talking I can't. Just say I can, I can, I can. Repeat it as much as you possibly can, so that you are able to let it sit in your subconscious and make it come naturally to you. The other one that I used to deal with my whole failure was to pray and meditate. For me, God is my source of strength. So whatever your source of strength is, go in that sacred place, go pray, go meditate, go speak to your source of strength, just so that you are able to regain your strength, because failure can demotivate you, can take all your strength, and you'll feel so drained afterwards, like you can't continue anymore. So just take all that you've been experiencing when you're feeling weary, go into your sacred place, pray and meditate. Okay, another thing is remember to think about all the things that inspire you. So for me, my inspiration was basically me reaching the end. passing my exam, ultimately becoming a chartered accountant. And every time I look at stories of people that stumbled along the way and all that stuff, I would get this source of strength and inspiration to say, even though that person failed, today they are where they wanted to be, or they have achieved what they wanted to achieve. And that for me was inspiration enough to continue with my little 8-week-old and go write my exam not too long after I've given birth. So guys, failure shouldn't be a reason for you to give up. Failure should be something that teaches you that after you've fallen, there is something greater. This is a lesson for you to grow. This is an opportunity for you to relearn and to grow yourself. Look at it as an opportunity as opposed to an obstacle. So that is it from my side. I hope this is inspirational to you. I hope this is something that will help you deal with whatever failure that you have experienced. We all at some point experience it. Even though other people are the most successful people, at some point there were failures that actually caused them to become the successful people that they are. Don't take failure for granted. Don't lay on the ground once you've fallen. Get up and continue walking. Like I said, that is all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Click that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Cheers.